Hi there. Hey, I'm about to go live. I've got some things that I want to talk about tonight for my training. This is Tracy Gibbs, Chief Science Officer for LifeWise. Some pretty fun things we're going to be talking about tonight. I'm going to go over some of the frequently asked questions on our product called Shield. So again, I'm wearing my purple shirt because I'm talking about Shield tonight, and Shield is our purple product that's actually yellow when you open it up. But either way, our marketing behind Shield is all purple. I've done 2 trainings in the last 2 weeks. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Eric Bush is on. Rob is watching. How you doing, partner? Janine Wolf, thanks for joining. Before I get into my training, I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes here for everyone to join me. But yeah, you know, when we first started talking about the concept behind this product, it was all about this amazing ingredient, GMI, that, was it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I did a complete training on GMI, and then last week I talked about the other ingredients in Shield. So for the last couple weeks, if you haven't been able to watch any of those, go back on my site. You'll be able to find the videos. They should also be up on our YouTube channel, and if you... I don't know how I can put a link into the comments. Maybe somebody can do that for me. But if you just go to YouTube and you search for the LifeWise group, you'll be able to find our YouTube channel there, where you can also watch Rob's trainings, Greg and Sylvia's trainings on, how to share and how to grow your business. And then you should be able to find my trainings on all of the products and my videos on all of the products. So use that as a resource. I know a lot of people just share their websites and things like that. And our website, even though it's a great place to shop and buy the product, it's not a great tool for education. We have so many more educational tools at LifeWise, including our YouTube channel, and everybody's, Rob's personal page, my personal page, the LifeWise group page on Facebook. That's where you're going to get most of your education on our products. So if you're interested in LifeWise, you're interested in learning more about the products, use those resources instead of just the website. The first thing people will ask you is, hey, what's your website? Great, send it to them, but also give them the resources for the education, because our products are amazing, and they are products that need to be shared via word of mouth, because the education, the details that make our products different versus others are what people need to know. And that's specifically what I'm going to be sharing tonight on Shield. So let's get started now. It's been a few minutes. So again, my name's Tracy Gibbs. I'm the Chief Science Officer at LifeWise. And I'm going to be training and teaching you tonight about the most commonly asked questions, or what we call the FAQs, the frequently asked questions, on what this product is and how to use it, and all of the other questions that I get asked on a regular basis regarding this product. And then I'm going to be talking about oral dissolvable strips. These are actually called ODS, oral dissolvable films. We just call them strips because we like to share the strips. I'm going to talk a little bit about the ODF, or the oral dissolvable film market, and why I chose this delivery mechanism over all the others that were out there. So let's get started. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you guys can hit share on this so that we can get everybody listening in that can join us tonight. Before I get started, I haven't had my Shield for the evening. I actually do 2 of these a day, especially during the winter. Had my morning Shield this morning, and I'm going to do my evening one right now. So I might talk funny for the next 30 seconds or so, but bear with me. All right. We're going to cover the frequently asked questions. So I'm going to start with the most frequently asked question and then work my way down to the least. But we'll start with the most right off the top. The number one question I get regarding Shield is, can I use it with my prescription drugs? And the answer is an undoubtedly yes, you can. I have looked over and scoured every single one of these ingredients for known contraindications. And you know what? There are none. In fact, there's tons of supporting clinical data, especially regarding beta-cyclodextrin, Beta-cyclodextrin is actually a carrier molecule for some drugs. So it helps deliver and makes the drugs more effective. Not really though. I mean, there's no clinical significance in efficacy, but it does help in the delivery of drugs. So I mean, even taking Shield with your drug is perfectly safe. Zinc, again, you'd have to take copious amounts of zinc even to have side effects. They say like 50 to 100 milligrams a day might cause frequent headaches, but there's no known drug contraindication. Same with vitamin D. Quercetin, again, a very common antioxidant. And GMI, extensive studies on GMI for not just toxicity, but drug contraindications. And there are no known contraindications for that. So the answer to can I use Shield with prescription drugs is yes. Any and all prescription drugs are just fine when taking in conjunction with Shield. Another frequently asked question I get, can my infant or toddler use Shield? I typically answer the question this way. I like, and this is me personally, I like to wait until the child is old enough to eat solid food. Okay, so that's toddler age, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, totally fine to take Shield. It is safe for infants to take Shield, but most infants just aren't used to this strip sticking to the top of their mouth. It might induce a gag reflex. I'm just saying to avoid those problems, don't use it on infants. But look, it's your discretion. You're the primary health caregiver for your children, right? If you're a mother or a father. So it's up to your discretion. It is safe to give it to infants, but I typically like to wait until the child can eat solid food. And that's typically toddler ages. So it's perfectly safe. And no, you don't have to cut the film in half for half a dose. Again, the active ingredients in these products are at the levels that an adult human can take, but they're also safe for children to take. We don't have any outrageous milligram amounts in any of these ingredients that would be harmful for a child to take. So again, the answer is don't cut it in half. Give them a full strip. You don't need to worry about age, a certain age that they can or can't take it. Toddler to senior citizen, okay? This product is just fine to use. Another commonly asked question, when I started counting how many times I get this question, it ranked as the number 3rd commonly asked question. Can I use Shield if I'm being treated for cancer? The legal answer I have to give you is please talk to your physician. Unfortunately, your physician doesn't know anything about Shield, so talking to him about this product isn't going to do any good. So it's a stupid answer, but it's the legal answer I have to give. But again, there are no known drug contraindications, which would include any of the common chemotherapy drugs out there. So again, my opinion only, perfectly safe to take when being treated for cancer. In fact, if it were me, I would be taking 2 or 3 times the dose, 2 or 3 strips a day, if it were me, all right? Can Shield be used or combined with other supplements is another commonly asked question I get. And again, the answer is yes, of course. I mean, you saw the ingredients, vitamin D, zinc. These are used commonly in other supplements all the time. GMI. I actually cited some studies showing that GMI as a command peptide actually increases the absorption and bioavailability of other supplements that you combine it with. Same with beta-cyclodextrin. It is used as a carrier molecule to enhance the absorption of other supplements. So you bet take Shield with your other supplements if you want. No problem there at all. Another commonly asked question that I get is actually a question that legally I can't answer, but I'm going to read you the question because I get it all the time. Can Shield help with my XYZ disease? All right. Everybody always asks me, they come to me with specific diseases and they say, hey, I have lupus, I have multiple sclerosis, I have Crohn's. Can Shield help me with that? The answer is, again, I can't answer any of those questions. Legally, we cannot answer those questions when it comes to dietary supplements, period. In fact, by the way, If you asked a doctor the question about whether a prescription drug would cure this or that disease, a doctor couldn't answer you either, because legally they are liable for what they say and what they claim. And there are no prescription drugs out there that cure anything right now, with the exception, I guess, of antibiotics. Antibiotics kill the bacteria that's causing your infection, right? I guess you could say that's a cure for infection. But there's no cures for lupus. There's no cures for multiple sclerosis. There's no cures for cancer, by the way. There's no cures for heart disease or no cures for diabetes. People may claim that, but again, we don't claim that, and we certainly don't claim it with dietary supplements. So I will not answer those questions as they come in. The legal answer is consult with your physician, but then that leads me back to the fact that physicians don't know anything about GMI or quercetin or any of those active ingredients, so it's not going to help you any. So please don't ask me those questions or that particular comment. It was number 5 on my list of frequently asked questions is, will this help my disease? Now, I will refer to clinical studies. You can let your fingers do the walking and get on the internet and type in beta-cyclodextrin for diabetes, or quercetin for heart disease, or GMI for cancer. You are perfectly free and legal to use the internet all day long to search these ingredients to see if they will help you, and then make an educated decision as to whether to use the product or not for your particular disease. Now, I know what I would do for a majority of diseases, because I've spent my lifetime studying these types of ingredients and what conditions they're good for. But I'm not your primary caregiver, and I'm certainly not a medical doctor, so I will not answer your specific questions regarding these ingredients and diseases, all right? Number 6 on the frequently asked questions, how many Shield can I take in one day? There's multiple answers for that. This is a 30-day supply of product if you take 1 per day. Our recommended use is 1 per day. Can you take more? Yes, you can. I take 2 a day. I've already shared that with you. I have friends and family members who take 3 a day because they did research and decided that for specific conditions, they would take 3 a day. I can tell you from a safety standpoint, you could probably take all 30 of them in one day and it would still be perfectly safe. You would be spending a lot of money. It would probably be a waste of money because there's no conditions that I can think of where 30 of these strips per day would be necessary at all, but it is safe. Now, again, when it comes to the zinc, we have roughly 5 milligrams of zinc in each strip. They say that over 200 milligrams of zinc in one day is not good for you. Long term, of course, but if you did it one day, I think you'd be fine. But either way, that would mean you'd have to take 50 some odd strips or 100 some odd strips to reach that dose. But that's still too much. I would not encourage you to take that many strips per day. Okay, so there's the recommended use, which is 1 strip per day. And then there's the do your own research and decide how many strips a day you want to take for yourself. And then there's the safety, which 30 or 40 strips a day is safe, all right? But don't take that much, you're wasting and throwing money away, all right? Number 7, do I need to take Shield with my food? And the answer is no. Shield is an oral dissolving strip, which means it dissolves in your mouth, gets instantly into your bloodstream. There is no digestion that takes place. So it's a moot point to take it with Shield. This is not like some vitamin pill that you're swallowing and have to take with food, all right? That is a frequently asked question, by the way, with our product called The One, which is a whole food multivitamin. And the answer to that question for The One is also no, because One is food. The One is food, so why take it with food? You would just be filling yourself up even more. It's not necessary to take The One with food, just as it's not necessary to take Shield with food, all right? Do I need to separate doses of Shield with other products I take of yours? That is number 8 on the frequently asked questions. The answer again is no. In fact, there have been times, so my morning routine on my way driving to go play basketball in the morning, I take a Shield, and then as soon as the Shield is dissolved, I take a Clarity. And then typically before I leave, I've popped all my capsules for the one. So I take them all together. Now, I've never actually tried stacking them, like taking a Shield and a Clarity together at the same time. That would just kind of be maybe too much of a strange mouth feeling for me. It would be safe if you wanted to do that. I mean, if you needed to get 3 or 4 strips in your mouth instantly, you can take them together if you want. So no, you do not have to separate them. Here's another question. I don't like the feel of the strip in my mouth. Can I dissolve it in water and drink it? The answer to that question is yes, you can. But you're kind of defeating the purpose of the oral strip. The second half of my talk tonight, I'm going to be talking about why dissolvable oral strips, how you can increase the absorption and bioavailability of most actives that we put onto these strips and get them into the bloodstream via the oral mucosa, what's called the buccal membranes. So when you dissolve it in water and then you drink it down, you're basically turning it into a regular dietary supplement. So the answer is yes, you can do that. And many of the ingredients that we use have already been nano-sized, so you might get absorption in your esophageal lining and even before it hits your stomach. But some of our ingredients are not nano-processed. And the enhanced bioavailability technology that we're using is the actual oral strip itself. So dissolving it in water and drinking it is turning it into a normal dietary supplement. It's not a bad thing, but you're defeating the purpose of why I put it onto an oral strip in the first place. All right? So there's your answer. If you don't like the flavor, if you don't like the feel, yes, by all means, go ahead and dissolve it in water. Now, I would say dissolve it in a very small amount of water, like 1/8 of a cup or 1/4 of a cup, and then shoot it down or hold it in your mouth for 10 or 15 seconds before you swallow. That would be a better way of taking it rather than just swallowing it down, so that you get some oral absorption with those nano ingredients and whatnot, all right? So the smallest amount of liquid possible, like let's say if you don't like the flavor and you like grape juice or apple juice, then dissolve it in just a small amount of grape juice or apple juice, put it in your mouth, savor that juice flavor that you like, hold it in your mouth for 10 or 20 seconds and swallow it. That would be what I would do if I didn't like the flavor. And number 10, most frequently asked question, and then I'll stop there. It's similar to number 9. Can I add this to a smoothie? Can I add Shield or any of your oral strips to a smoothie? Yes, you can. Again, but you're basically turning it into a normal dietary supplement after that. You're defeating the purpose of the oral absorption unless, again, you put that smoothie in your mouth, hold it for 10 or 20 seconds, then swallow it. Now, I've talked to my wife. My wife is like the smoothie queen. She makes the best smoothies out there. She has told me that the best way to take a smoothie and the most healthy way to take a smoothie is you drink it and then you kind of hold it in your mouth while you make the chewing motions, because that increases the production of your salivary amylase. It allows for the absorption of certain vitamins, for example, like B vitamins and whatnot that might be in your smoothie, to get into your bloodstream quickly. And it stimulates your digestive processes so that you're not getting the huge sugar rush that you would normally get out of a fruit smoothie or something anyway. So if you are going to be putting these oral strips in your smoothies and dissolving them, then do that. Put the smoothie in your mouth, chew it, pretend like you're chewing it, hold it in your mouth for a while, then swallow it, the same as you would with the juice. All right. So those were the top 10 most frequently asked questions regarding Shield. Many of those answers apply directly to our other oral strip products like Dream and Clarity and our new one coming out, Radiance. So, by the way, Radiance, we've actually been kicking off the line here the last couple of days. It's being put into the film strips right now. The packaging will be arriving soon, so we hope to have that all shipped out to you right around Christmas. Hopefully just a day or two before Christmas, but the problem is the 23rd and the 24th are Saturday, Sunday, and none of the crews work on Saturdays or Sundays. So it might get mailed to you on the 26th or 27th. I don't know. But either way, it's going to be right during the holiday time. But they are being put in the foil strips right now. So we're pretty much on schedule. Just FYI, that was a quick little input there. I want to talk to you guys specifically about why I decided to use dissolvable oral strips in the first place. Because I think when I explain about ODF, oral dissolvable film, you'll get a better understanding of how and when you should take it and why you should be taking them and things like that, all right? So let's talk a little bit about, I want to start off right with there's a company called researchandmarket.com. They are the world's largest market analysis company, and they do marketing analyses for several different sectors, the energy sector, the solar sector. I've read research or analyses from them on many different subjects. Interestingly enough, just 2 months ago, they did a research and analysis on the oral dissolvable film sector, which is interesting because it's such a tiny section of the market right now. But I'm going to read to you what they had to say. And I've written it right here. So this is going to be a direct quote from researchandmarket.com, who's the world's largest market analysis company. They stated that oral thin film strips that dissolve quickly and disperse into the buccal cavity to give instantaneous results is a rapidly growing category. So I think it's funny how they put that big adjective explaining why use oral dissolvable strips, because it absorbs into the buccal cavity instantly to give instantaneous results. And then they said is a rapidly growing category in the pharmaceutical and nutraceutical industry. In fact, and then here's some stats. From 2007 to 2014, so in a 7-year period, only 1 to 2 new SKUs were developed each year. So that's like non-existent. I mean, think about an entire industry only developing 1 or 2 new products every year. I mean, even the automobile industry comes out with 500 new cars every year if you take the industry as a whole. In fact, it's probably more than 500 cars. But it was only 1 to 2 new products were developed each year from 2007 to 2014. But in 2021, 43 new SKUs were developed. Now, we weren't on that list because we weren't in 2021. Ours came out in 2023. But the market share expectation is expected to hit 15% of the dietary supplement market share by 2030. Let me give you a little insight into what that statement means, okay? Currently, the dietary supplement industry, I'm not talking functional beverages, I'm not talking health and wellness because that's a multiple $100 billion industry. Just dietary supplements alone in 2022 was a $161 billion industry, okay? And it is growing at roughly 9 to 10% each year. If you guys want to invest in an industry, you invest in the dietary supplement industry and expect 9 to 10% returns each year. Now, you got to be with the company that is on its game, that's for sure. And this is not an investment analysis right here. And I'm not telling you where to invest your money. But I'm just saying the dietary supplement market is growing 9 to 10% every single year. So when you take that 9 to 10% growth into consideration, by 2030, if the oral dissolvable strips market is going to be 15% of that dietary supplement share, you guys, that will equal a $45 billion industry all by itself. $45 billion industry, when right now virtually it's like non-existent. If you guys want to ride a wave, you are with the right company. Everybody is going to be asking about dissolvable oral strips in the next 3 to 5 years. It's going to happen. This is from researchandmarket.com. And they stated the exact reason why, when I first saw dissolvable oral strips, I saw the potential to use them in the nutraceutical industry. It was about 2017 when I first saw a dissolvable oral strip. And by the way, it was for a CBD product. At that time, with my former company, I was researching a lot about CBD, and I was looking at different carriers or mechanisms of carrying outside of the liposomal technology for CBD. And I came across a dissolvable oral strip that was a nanotechnology. And I thought, wow, that's a really cool and unique delivery mechanism, but it doesn't seem feasible because I was looking at the load, and you can only load it with 100 milligrams. And I knew so many ingredients that needed more than 100 milligrams. But as I got really looking at the wide variety of nutrients that have supreme efficacy at less than 100 milligrams, for example, like the Ergovita that we're putting in the Radiance, that's 2,900% stronger than glutathione, like GMI that at 100 micrograms has all of these peer-reviewed published clinical studies, ingredients like vitamin B12, which again is a microgram dose, ingredients like quercetin, which at 20 to 50 milligrams has supreme efficacy again for softening capillaries and for heart-related conditions. There are literally hundreds of ingredients that we can use for oral dissolvable strips. And just like researchandmarket.com is saying, this is a rapidly growing market. And yet right now, there are very, very, very few companies out there doing it. You guys are on the cutting edge. You have the opportunity and the responsibility to share these products with other people. And you're going to ride a wave like has never before been seen in this industry. I'll tell you right now, and I'll tell you what, I was right about liposomes. In my former company, I stated when I first started working there in 2017 that liposomes would be everywhere by 2020. And sure enough, if you Google liposome now, my goodness, they're all over Amazon, they're all over the internet. And I called that one right, and I'm calling this one right now. You want to ride a wave? You join LifeWise, because LifeWise has the dissolvable oral strips for the nutraceutical industry that could equal a $45 billion market in just the next 6 years. That's 2030, by the way, so that's only 6 years from now. I guess if you count 2004, because it hasn't happened yet, it could be 7 years. But either way, you're going to see it everywhere in 3 to 5 years. Why use dissolvable oral strips? I'm going to read the list that they stated here on their market analysis. Number 1, it's easy for children and senior citizens to consume. You guys, pill fatigue is a real thing. I have pill fatigue. I stopped when I created the one. Where's my bag for the one? Right here. I had selfish motives and selfish reasons for creating this product. And that's because I was taking probiotics, enzymes, omegas. I was taking multivitamins. I was taking so many other things in capsule and pill form. And I kind of wanted an all-in-one. And so I was able to concentrate and reduce it to just the 7 capsules that are in here. So I'm down from 22 capsules a day to 7 capsules a day just by taking the one. But then I've alleviated all my nootropics, all of my immune boosters in capsules and all of that because of oral dissolvable strips. I now take 3 to 5 strips per day. And there is no fatigue with that. It's like taking a breath mint or something that's yummy and flavorful. So easy for children and seniors to use, because surveys have shown that these people are tiring from pill fatigue. Senior citizens who have to take 8 to 10 prescriptions in capsule and pill form every day, and then they take a myriad of supplements, 20 or 30 capsules every day. They don't want to do it anymore. They're sick and tired of swallowing pills. Gummy fatigue and gummy adversion is what the exact word they used. They interviewed mothers who were giving 4 or 5 gummy bears a day to their kids who were supposedly like healthy gummies. The mothers that were interviewed stated that they just knew deep down inside that giving their kids candy was not a healthy thing. Even though it may have been a vitamin gummy, you have to think about the food coloring and the sugar content and the gelatin, 5 grams of gelatin content that's in every single gummy. and giving their children that many gummies a day they feel hesitant about. And yet an oral dissolvable strip that has no sugar, no fats, no carb content, and only active ingredients, they felt safe and secure about doing. Number 2, they're easy to share. They're so portable and they can fit in your product and you can just hand them out, you know, easy to share. They're portable. I already mentioned they're easy to travel with. Quick delivery and fast efficacy. That was another reason they stated. The active ingredients get into your bloodstream quickly and they work quicker. Now, again, when you say work for what, we can't make any specific claims, right? But I will tell you that when I take Dream, I get drowsy really fast. Like 5 minutes after taking Dream, I got to be in the bed on my pillow because I get sleepy really quickly with Dream. I've had so many people, 20 or 30 in just the last few days reach out to me saying, oh my gosh, I bumped my Shield to 2 per day and all my XYZ symptoms are gone. And these are people mostly who were on the brink of catching a cold or catching one of the flu bugs going around out there. So look, it's anecdotal evidence, I know, but there's tons of people that have told me that Shield took their symptoms away right away. Another thing they like about oral dissolvable films, there's no excipients, no fillers, no flow agents, no binders, none of that crap you see in capsules. There's no microcrystalline cellulose. There's no, silicon dioxide, none of those other things that you see in capsules and powders. Number 6, there's no carb content. In other words, we don't use sugars in our oral dissolvable films because you can't use sugar. We can only use milligram amounts of ingredients. So imagine milligrams of sugar, it wouldn't affect the flavor at all. Instead, we use like Lohan or stevia glycosides, Reb M or Reb A. We don't use artificial sweeteners. We could easily use sucralose or ACE-K or aspartame, but we don't. They are kind of perfect for oral dissolvable strips because they're super sweet with small milligram amounts, but I choose not to use synthetic or unnatural sweeteners in any of our products. We only use stevia glycosides. And there's no like fat content or anything like that. So on your nutritional facts panels, it's going to be 0 carbs, 0 fat, 0 proteins, all right? These are not a bulk up protein load. These are to deliver active ingredients directly to your bloodstream quickly. So those are the reasons why this researchandmarket.com stated that oral dissolvable strips will become popular and take a huge chunk of the market share by 2030 in the dietary supplement industry, simply because of their ease of use, their portability, their low carb, meaning that they're keto friendly, they're Atkins friendly, they're any diet friendly because they don't have any carb, protein, or fat content, basically. So they're neutral in all of those areas. Anyway, those are the main reasons why I was super excited to produce the oral dissolvable strips and market them via our unique marketing program that we have at LifeWise. Because it's new, it's a wonderful opportunity for people to jump on the bandwagon and share, and get the word out about this new and unique delivery technology. You guys will get to ride the wave with us as this market goes from nothing to $45 billion in annual revenue by 2030. Now, I'm not saying LifeWise will do $45 billion. That would be great. Probably won't happen simply because companies just can't grow that fast. But hey, we expect a good chunk of that share, that's for sure. Rob and I plan on talking specifically on revenue goals and things like that when we meet for our 2024 meetings. But either way, we'll announce those once we make those goals. But I will tell you, $45 billion in sales by 2030 just in oral dissolvable films. LifeWise is going to be at the lead of that category because we were first to market, and that's usually how it works. So everybody spread the word, share this information. I'd love for you to be able to explain why we use oral dissolvable films in an educated manner. I'd like you to see the benefit of why we chose to use them over other delivery systems. And most importantly, the FAQs that I stated at the beginning, they are frequently asked questions. So it would save a heck of a lot of my time if you guys share this information and be able to answer these questions on your own, as well as educate others so that they can then make informed decisions. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate your time and spending time with me. Oh, I've got one announcement that I was told not to forget to announce that for December, and Rob has already talked about this, so you can go back and watch his videos as well. If you order $500 in products, so let's say that you've got a brand new person and they want to join, they want to build the business, and they get the Pro Builders Kit, right, which is over $500, you'll get the 3 Shield for free. So do $500 in personal orders during the month of December, and you will receive 3 free Shield. Now, again, that's roughly $150 value, you guys, of Shield that is absolutely necessary this time of year. That's a lot of product you can share as well. So I did not fail to mention that. You guys get out there and share that opportunity as well, that if you do $500 in volume, especially, by the way, for all of our Canadians who order in bulk. I know a lot of our Canadians are on the Wise Ship for the Lead program to keep them active, but then they order only once every 3 or 4 months to save money on that shipping to Canada. So if you're ordering $500 or more in volume for your bulk orders, then you will be able to get 3 Shield for free as well. All right, so I'm done for tonight. Thank you once again for your time. You guys have an enjoyable evening, and the holidays are coming. I will not be doing a training next Tuesday, so this is probably my last training for December. I want all of you guys to enjoy the holidays with your friends and family. Perfect opportunity to share the products once again. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Have a good evening.